Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to today's call. My name is Eric, coming in from Columbia, South Carolina, or just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. I got to get used to not saying that, but we are in Casey right now, guys. We are a Sublimation Blanks and Supply Company. We have a warehouse, guys, out here in South Carolina. And if you guys are just jumping on, do me a favor, double tap the screen, like the video, share the video. Make sure you subscribe to our social media platforms and listen up real close. If you guys are doing sublimation, because we are a sublimation blanks and supply company, if you're doing sublimation, it's not just about trying to create the perfect sublimation item. Sometimes it's about being creative. So we're going to introduce you to our latest gang sheet, our latest sublimation gang sheet. Because if you guys have been watching us, we have been coming to you with some sublimation gang sheets that's been knocking your socks off. We're keeping them at $1 per transfer. This is the 12 image sublimation gang sheet, $12. They're 11 inches in width, 12, 11 inches sublimation transfer for just $12. And today we're going to share with you some ideas, some possibilities on how you can actually turn your sublimation business into more of a creative and money making opportunity. So you got to think outside the box. And if you're new to this channel, if you just happen to hit your FYP, or if you were strolling across YouTube as you're watching videos in the morning, if you were hitting Facebook, whatever the case may be, and we just happen to pop up, guys, listen, you're going to enjoy this. So I'm going to do my best to stay focused on this video because it's a bit of a twofold. It's a bit of a tutorial, but it's also showing you how you can actually use our products, our sublimation transfers, to build your apparel business. So today we're going to go with something a little bit different. Now, if you don't know what sublimation is an ink dye transfer. Okay, sublimation works best with polyester. As a matter of fact, it works worst with cotton. Everybody that does not know that, sublimation does not like cotton. So when you start doing sublimation, you have to understand, if you've never done the sublimation process, these are transfers. The transfers are done on paper, sublimation paper. So it's the sublimation ink that is printed from a sublimation printer to that sublimation paper. Okay. Now the process takes place when you have a heat press. The heat press is going to be at a certain temperature. The correct temperature, the correct pressure, the right time, the right paper, the right ink, all that combination is going to give you a great sublimation product. So today we're going to be showing you how you can sublimate I guess you can say this is a safety green, 100% polyester shirt for St. Patrick's Day. Are y'all ready? Let's go. So I've already taken the liberty of cutting my transfer. I just have to find it. I'm always doing that. I promise you, I'm always doing it. Here it is right here. So this is the transfer that we're going to be using, okay? And if you're on TikTok, you can actually see that our TikTok shop is up. We have the St. Patrick's Day transfers pinned. If you want any other of the social media platforms, you can just go to the description and you can see how to actually order these. They are available. You're getting 12, 11-inch sublimation transfers for $12. Or you can get 12, you can get 12 um 3.5-inch sublimation transfers. Those are the pocket size for just $6. Okay. So this is going to make a lot of sense when you deal with what I'm about to show you. So the colors are going to matter. The colors of your shirt is going to matter as well. So let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. This is what we're going to be putting on this. We're going to be a little bit more creative than that. Y'all ready? Let's go. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to make sure that our pressure is set. The pressure is going to make a difference. We want to make sure our pressure is set. And if you guys are looking to give that all over type of design, but you don't have an all over, you don't have a large press, or you don't have an all over printer, you can still use our transfers to actually make that happen. Even on the 15 by 15-inch press. Okay, you see both light and dark colors, and it isn't. Not sure what that means, but if you guys are going to type in some stuff and you want me to respond, you don't have to make sense to me. So if you can clean that up, I'll be more than welcome to respond to it. Okay? Maybe it was something that I said that you responded to. Not sure. But the first thing I'm going to do, I set the pressure, I set the temperature, I set the time. I'm going to pre-press this. I pre-press this for about 5 seconds. Okay? the temperature that we're going to be pressing at is going to be 380 degrees for 55 seconds. Now, what I should have done before I did this, I apologize, because this is a bit of a tutorial. I should have lint rolled my shirt. Okay? Lint rolling is going to be important because sublimation will adhere. It will adhere to all of the loose fibers in the polyester substrate. Okay? So I'm lint rolling. After the fact, of course, I'm going to get this loose lint off of here. But there's some other things I'm going to do as well. So it's going to be a quick tutorial. Okay? It's going to be a quick tutorial. But I want you to see this. I'm going to have you guys follow me over here because I have a little bit of space over here to actually do this. Now, I have some small transfers. I have 3x5. I have the 3x5 pocket size transfers that I already cut. Okay? I have the 3x5 pocket transfers that are already cut. So I want you guys to kind of focus on this area right here. I don't know if you can see here, but I'm going to do a little bit of work right here, right? So, I got my transfers, and I'm going to create something a little bit different. Now, instead of having the traditional pressing of the shirt, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Of course, I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm not going to put it right in the middle. I'm going to put this off to the side. All right? There's no rhyme or reason, y'all. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm going to place this off to the side. I'm going to try to get it as straight as I possibly can, but I'm putting it off to the side, and I'm going to tape it, okay? I got my heat tape right here, where you can actually find the heat tape on our TikTok shop and also in the description. You can find that heat tape. It is available on the blank spot. It is available. The reason why I'm taping this is so it doesn't shift. This is fast dry paper. Another thing, our paper, the blank spot sublimation paper, is a great paper. So you can use this paper if you're looking for a great heat release. So now I'm going to take these 3x5 inch transfers and I'm just going to randomly tape around the shirt. I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to randomly tape these around the shirt. It's all about being creative. You wonder how people create trends. I think this is how. Thinking outside of the box is going to be the thing that helps you to get more eyes on your product and more customers to your front door. So if this is making sense to y'all, if this is making sense to y'all, do me a favor, double tap, double tap, double tap. I'm showing you guys really how to use our transfers. This is going to be a lot different from what you probably used to see. If you're just jumping on, my name is Eric. We are a sublimation blank and supply company located in South Carolina. And we are creating a St. Patrick's Day, once again, a St. Patrick's Day t-shirt using the blank spot sublimation transfers. So these transfers are for polyester only. Okay? They are for polyester only. So please do not try to use these with cotton. They are not for cotton. These are not for cotton. Okay? They are not for cotton. I can't say that enough. They are not for cotton. If you're doing transfers other than sublimation, such as screen print, DTF, HTV, this is a lot different. The process of pressing it may be similar, but the work, the leg work that it's going to take to understand how sublimation works is definitely different. Any questions or comments? The temperature that I'm using for this exercise, it is 380 degrees. 380 degrees, and I'm using 55 seconds, okay? That's the recommended temperature that we're giving out. Actually, we're recommending when we sell our transfers, it comes with the recommendation or suggestion, and we actually recommend 385 for our customers. You can use such a lower temperature, a much lower temperature, but that's what we're doing today. But you'll have a card. You'll have a little piece of paper in your package that gives you pressing instructions and recommendations. Okay, so don't worry if you're new to sublimation and you've never done this before, then we're not going to just leave you out there. Just leave you out there. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to take the smaller pieces. I'm going to take them down a little bit more because I definitely don't want these to shift. And just be mindful that doing sublimation, it's going to take some patience. And sometimes learning new processes altogether, it definitely takes patience and time. But it's going to take a little patience. Now, why am I doing this? I just thought about it this morning. I said, man, you know what? A lot of people are trying to be creative, but how many people are actually being creative? How creative are you when you're making a shirt? Design is different, but how creative are you? Okay. Yeah, we put a little piece of paper in there. It's gonna look like this. So everyone who purchases with us, just about everyone who purchases with us, if we can pack it in the package, you're gonna get a piece of paper like this. Okay, it's probably gonna come in the two pieces of paper, the two pieces of paper that we give you for sample pack. This is what it's gonna look like. Okay. However, if you don't get it, or you don't see it, or you mistakenly discard it, all you have to do is reach out to us because right here and on the paper and on the package is our information. So you can reach out to us. Okay. There's no harm in calling us and asking. Recommend that you reach out to us via email or call us on the phone because reaching out to us here, we may not respond as quickly as you need us to respond because you can imagine that we have a lot of people going on, right? So I'm just going back and taping down the smaller transfers around the four corners. You know, these pieces of paper in our packages, sometimes we just throw them away, not even paying attention, not knowing, that they're helpful or what they're actually for. So how creative are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very creative, how creative are you? A lot of people want to do their own designs, and we want to believe that we're super creative. But I'm going to show you just how you can use our designs and be less stressed. Once again, this is the prep work, okay? And if you do vinyl, if you're somebody who does vinyl, this probably ain't too far from what you do with vinyl when you start layering. So you understand the process of weeding and how much time it takes. Well, this is the pre, okay? This is the pre-prep work. Y'all see me? This is the pre-prep work. So let's go ahead and go, right? All right. Let's see. And we're gonna lay this on this 15 by 15 flat and as carefully as we can. All right. So now, as I place this on here, I definitely want to make sure that I adjust the shirt. I adjust the shirt. And I'm not worried about me personally. I'm not worried about where I'm going to press. Okay. You can actually take your time if you decide that you want to press one, put paper on to cover it up so it doesn't transfer to the top. You can do that. This is a quick tutorial. You may decide that you want to do one or two at a time. You may decide that you want to do two up top And then if you decide to do that, you want to make sure that you put butcher paper on top so it doesn't transfer to the top of your press. Okay. So now I'm gonna make sure the press hits this, and I'm gonna be here. Part of this one. Let me go back. I apologize. Y'all probably can't see. Can you guys still see right here? Can y'all see? So I'm gonna be hitting a partial part of this one. You see that sticking up? I'm gonna take that down. And you just kind of adjust as you go. I don't know how this is gonna come out, but this is a part of the creative process. This is a part of the creative process. So I'm not quite sure how this is gonna go, but I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get a good look at this. Okay. So I'm gonna press this several times, the same as if you were doing an all over transfer or all over design. Once again, I got my temperature set at 380, and your instructions is going to say, or recommendations is going to say 385 for 60 degrees, and that's because everybody's press and everybody's press is different. Okay. Any questions or comments? Make sure you guys check out the gang sheets that we have on here. Make sure you check out the gang sheets that we have on here. If you're interested in purchasing the gang sheets are 12 for 12, guys. Listen, there's more than just the Mardi Gras. We got a Mardi Gras, we have Black History, we have Valentine's, we have Christmas, we have holiday, we have I know it's Christmas almost here. We have grandma, nurse, mama, teacher, all types of different things. So I'm not going to take these off, okay? And the reason why I'm not going to take these off is because if I take them off, then I'm going to have to put a a piece of butcher paper on here. So I'm not going to take them off. I'm just going to move this around. I'm going to move this around until I press all of my images. As a matter of fact, you know what? If it adjusts, because this one's coming off, if it adjusts, if it moves, you got to be careful. You got to be careful that it does not move. That's why it's important to have it take down clearly. But if it adjusts, what's going to happen is it's going to go. So you want to make sure you take your images down. So you may not be ready. You may not be ready to do it just like this. You may have to do a couple at a time. Okay, I'm doing this for time purposes. All right. Now, when you do something like this, it's gonna be helpful for you to. My wife just walked in. She looked at me like I'm crazy. It's gonna be helpful that you know when to press. Okay, it won't fade if you press it over again. Why would it fade if I press it again? This is so Jay, Jackie, are you new to sublimation? That's a good question. But if you understand sublimation, it wouldn't fade. Okay, it's not going to fade. What happens is if the paper shifts, then it can have a double image. It can blur, and that's called ghosting. So it may be important that you do a couple of them, not all at the same time. You may do a couple at a time. Okay, that might be important. Now, what I am going to do, and I'm shifting up. Okay, I'm changing up. As I do these, I'm taking them off. Okay, as I do these, I'm taking them off because I don't want them to shift. I want you to see a pretty good rendition of what I'm doing. I want you to have a good idea of what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to turn this around. Okay, I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to focus on this side. Okay, because I already pressed a portion of the big one, a large portion of the big one. So I'm going to focus on this side. By me focusing on this side, I'm going to get the bottom ones, and this is going to be repressed, but it's not going to hurt me repressing it. So it's not going to fade because I pressed it. The only thing that I have to be concerned about is if my image shifts, and that's one of the downsides to sublimation. If your image shifts, you can't repress it. Okay, you cannot press it and repress it because if you can't get it lined up, it's gonna ghost. It's gonna have that double blurred vision. If that makes sense. So, guys, if you're just jumping on, my name is Eric, coming out of South Carolina. We are the Blanks Spot. We're a sublimation blanks and supply company. We are a warehouse location. Okay, and you guys, we are offering sublimation blanks, sublimation transfers, and other sublimation supplies for a phenomenal price. Right now, we have our transfers 12 for $12. That's 12 sublimation transfers, 11 inches for $12. Check out the orange shopping cart. Check out the description, and you can actually see how you can buy and purchase these for your business. For your business. Now, I'm going to remove this one because I know if I don't, it can ship because it's going to hang down. That's a small one. I'm going to take my design, and this is going to be my last press. But I'm going to remove the big one. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place butcher paper. I'm going to place butcher paper over my transfer. I'm over my shirt because if I don't place butcher paper over here and I press it, it's going to transfer to the top. Okay, so I'm putting butcher paper so I don't get that transfer. I have one more press to do. So how creative are you? So sublimation is a science. It's an art, and a lot of people don't realize the art of sublimation. So when they actually start doing sublimation, they don't understand all the things that they can actually do. You don't use the adhesive paper anymore. We don't sell it anymore. We don't sell it anymore. We do have some in stock, but we don't sell it anymore. If it's something that you want or something that you need, actually reach out to me. But we're not selling that anymore because we have shifted to doing these transfers. The problem with adhesive or the sticky paper, the tacky paper, is that when we started selling these transfers, there were people who were trying to use some of the transfers for other surfaces. And as you know that tacky paper is for fabrics only. So when people do, when they do, when they do, um, when they use transfers for something other than fabrics that is tacky, then it's going to have a blur. It's not going to work well. Okay, so that's the reason why. If you guys are messaging me, if you're messaging me while we're on TikTok Shop Live, I am not going to be able to respond to you. So if it's something that you want, you're going to have to wait. But I appreciate you guys jumping on. Do you want to come see this before I show this? So my question to you is, um, you know, how creative are you? How creative are you? Everybody wants to be that person, that company, that business owner that is creating the most unique idea and the unique item. But you got to consider thinking outside of the box. Become a trendsetter. Become a trendsetter, guys. It's not that difficult. I just thought about this morning. How can I use the blank spot, sublimation blank spot transfers, and create a great shirt? Now, guys, check this out. You won't get all of these in one design. Okay, this you can order these specially, specially order these, but you're not going to get all in one design. You're going to get all of them differently, right? But you can actually do that with your actual organic thing. So you're going to get just on clear. When you get your when you get your when you get your 3.5 inch transfers, these are 3.5 inch transfers. You can get one image and you can go around, right? It doesn't have to be the same one, but you want to be creative. So my question to you is, how creative are you? Now it's not bad for coming right off the dome. For coming right off the top, that's not bad. Now imagine you having a customer wanting to get a St. Patrick's Day shirt. Now this is safety green. Green Rising, thanks for jumping on. This is a safety green shirt. Now, sublimation and the way that it works is there's no white ink in sublimation. There's no white ink in sublimation. So the sublimation ink is going to adhere to that color fabric. So it's not too far off because I have a safety green shirt. It's not that far off because I have a safety green shirt. Had this been a white shirt, the colors would be popping even more. It would be more prominent colors. However, once you think about this, want you to think about this. Imagine somebody saying, "Hey, I don't want a white shirt." You have options. So how creative are you? Sublimation is not just about sublimation is not just about doing things on whites. If you have the right design, you can be more creative and think outside of the box. Okay? Just think about it. When you go out there doing your t-shirts, I got you, Mike. When you go out there doing your t-shirts and you're doing your design, or you creating whatever it is that you're creating, start thinking outside of the box. Now, how can I use the blank spot? How can I use the blank spot transfers to build my business? How can I use the blank spot transfers to build my business? It's real easy. You got to think outside the box. Being creative is something that we all are. We're all creative, but you don't have to think about reinventing the wheel. Hopefully, I just shared some great information with you and some great ideas that you can actually begin to use our transfers to start giving your customers different options, different designs. Okay, so if you guys are watching me right here on the YouTube or Facebook, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you. Like I always say, guys, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And only knowledge that's powerful. Make sure you check the link in the description. Make sure you share this video. If you want to purchase us, check the description and do that. Also, um, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys at the top because too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.